Today we're doing a will it run on my 1975 Fiat 124 Spider. So let's check this out. I picked this Fiat Spider up a couple days ago for $150 on the assumption that it didn't run, but I got that one for another $150 as a parts car as well. So $300 for two practically rust-free Fiat Spiders is the deal of a century. But we're going to see if this one runs. Now, this is a 2-barrel carburetor. I think it's either a Holley or a Weber. Oh, no, it's a Weber. Okay, Weber carburetor. And I'm glad it's not a fuel-injected model like this one was at one point in time, because that would be an entire issue like the Porsche there, which kind of runs, but the first thing we need to do is make sure that this Ferrari-designed dual overhead cam 4-cylinder actually turns over, because if I try turning it by hand using the cams or the timing belt, I'm not getting anything. And if that doesn't turn over, oh, we're in big trouble, because I don't know where to get parts for this thing. So what I'm going to do, since all of the wiring is ripped out of the dash, I'm just going to bump the starter with power. Ah, wasp, go away! Alright, careful. Oh, we got something. I'm gonna bump the tab there. Okay. Whoop! Yee! Yee! Okay, she does turn over, so I think I'm just gonna plug a wire onto that so I can do it manually. And see what I can do. Ow, that's really hot! Ow! And I'm gonna see what I can do with the ignition. And if all goes well, we'll hook a fuel bottle up and see what happens. Well, I have the distributor cap off, and let me just tell you, Italian steel is the worst. That would not come out, and I mushed it trying to get it apart. But it did come apart. I'm going to replace that screw once I have this thing working properly. But my points here are in need of cleaning, it looks like. Yeah, so we're going to give those a good clean and then see if they work. Well, I have cleaned the points. I'm going to have to continue adjusting the timing because it is out. But we're going to see if this thing at least tries to run. The car does have its own fuel supply, so I don't need to hook up a tank. It's actually working, the fuel pump is working pretty well. I'm activating the starter now. Too much advance. Let's head out to the auto parts store to grab a key switch for the Fiat. And just like that, we are at the auto parts store. Behold my abomination to wire this thing together. Let's see if it works. Right, there we go, wired in. Let's hook a battery up to it and see what happens. I am glad I took a second look at this, because I did not realize that the red on this is actually the ground, and the green is the power. That is completely backwards to anything I've ever dealt with, but let's see what happens. Alright, here goes nothing. Let's see what happens. That was promising. Almost. Something is... I got 55 pounds of oil pressure. I think she definitely needs her spark plugs changed. And there is a noise. What is that? There. There's a noise. Idle's very rough. And she will not shut off with the ignition. Okay, then. We have to unplug some wires. There we go. So, I still have to figure out what's going on, but this is starting to work. Well, we're only running on 2 cylinders, so we definitely need to do something about that. But I am very happy with where this thing is right now. This is going to be an easy fix. Well, today it's raining, but I was able to change the spark plugs just to see if it did anything. And let me tell you, the result is much, much better. I need a door handle because this one's broken. But let me just show you what I'm working with here. Yeah, so let me turn my ignition on. I'll show you what's going on. So, my temperature gauge is always pinned, it seems. So that's not good. The voltmeter doesn't work, neither does the alternator light. I don't know what this light is, but it's on. My gas gauge does work, and it's pretty accurate. But let me just start it up. Now, it doesn't run very well, but I'm putting that down to the fuel because the gas in the tank is about 12 years old. The inspection expired in 2012, and that's when it was last driven. Alright, so I've pulled the green Fiat up out of its spot because we're going to be swapping the windshields. I've already taken the windshield off the orange one, and what we're going to do is swap them out because that windshield is smashed. Well, after maybe 20 minutes, I got that windshield off. It's in here. Now what we're going to do is put it onto that one, and then put the broken one in the back seat of that one onto this one. So let's do that. So taking the windshield out went flawlessly. Putting the windshield in went nearly flawlessly. So, other than needing a new wiper blade, I should have shown on the other car that the windshield did have a slight crack in it around the top. And when I tightened the windshield down, it spread a bit. But it is much better than the other windshield, which is a complete mess here. All over the place, it is cracked to pieces. So this is a bit better, but I am going to need a new windshield in the future. This will be a temporary solution. Well, here's the Fiat. She's nearly ready for the road. She's just got a door latch that needs to be fixed, and paperwork. But that's the issue. The paperwork for this car, the guy said he had it. Turns out he didn't have it. And I'm a bit strapped for cash right now since I've had a very large incident with this Plymouth Acclaim, and I just bought this thing. I'm so strapped for cash to the point where I've actually listed my Porsche down there for sale, and I really don't want to sell that, so we're going to sell this thing. I think maybe $1,100 should be good, but I'd really like to get this thing on the road, but unfortunately I'm so strapped for cash right now, because I got to go pick up another Citroen SM too, that this thing's the only one that's actually worth selling. So we're gonna list it for sale. But we've done quite a bit for this Fiat, we've done quite a bit to it, and somebody else is really going to enjoy this car. Thanks for watching.